Welcome into another edition of Road Tripping. Of course, it's kind of one of those things where road tripping is going off the map a little bit. Usually we stick to the NBA realm, but today, and rightfully so, we're stepping into the MLB space for a man who needs no introduction, Sabathia. Welcome to the Road Tripping crew.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. This is epic for me to be on here because I started my podcast after listening to you guys' podcast.
You know what? You know what? Say it again.
I appreciate
Cece, no, I've been on your podcast multiple times, and you've given us credit. But it's it's good. It's good to hear it on Road Tripping, man. That's all we're trying to do is inspire people. I lost CC. What happened to CC? Did you guys lose CC? You guys see him?
No.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he's pushing. Yeah, I can see you now. I can see you now.
Did you get a call that came in too? Did your aim just pop back up too?
Aim in college was cracking. Y'all sleeping.
I think I was too young for that. I never had that.
Oh, jeez. Channing and I do no prep, but Allie did some prep. Do you know that 19 years ago today?
Ask him what happened 19 years ago today.
What happened?
To me?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
How do you not know this?
Was it maybe my debut?
Hello. Yes, it was.
I would have never known that if you guys wouldn't have said that. That's awesome.
I would have never figured that out had I been a professional here in research stuff.
For the fact checkers out there, because this will not air until April 9th, tomorrow, it was on April 8th, 2001, that you made your major league debut with a connection for all of us with the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is that I remember standing on the mound like I was so nervous that day, but I didn't sleep at all. And I remember getting out there like thinking like, damn, maybe I should have slept a little bit. Like I was so tired. It was a day game. And I was so tired because I hadn't slept in 2 days. I was just nervous about being out on the mound. But that's all I can really remember from that day.
Allie said that you were the youngest player in Major League Baseball when you made your debut.
Yeah, I was. Man, I had made, when I was, I think, 16, I watched Andrew Jones play in the World Series as a teenager. And I was like, man, I want that to be me. Like, I want to be the youngest player in the big league. So, like, from that point, I think it was 1996, I was on the mission to try to get to the big leagues. And that was the only thing I was thinking about. And it ended up happening that year. I was 20 years old, I think, when I made my debut.
So how far outside of being a teenager then?
I just missed it by 1 year, but I wasn't ready at that time. So coming up in 2001, the team was ready. They didn't have a lot of starting pitching. I got lucky in that way that, I kind of made the team just because of, lack of numbers. So came up and was on a great team, had a great bullpen, a great bunch of leaders, Robbie Alomar, Omar Vizquel, Kenny Lofton. Ended up winning 17 games. So it was an amazing season for me.
Kenny Lofton?
K-Lo.
What school did Kenny go to?
Did his team go to the Final Four?
Lofton.
Oh, he talks about his basketball days. Did his team go to the Final Four? Did they make like a good run?
Yes, his team went to the Final Four. Jason Terry actually broke his steals record at Arizona, says, yeah.
I can never get through a Road Tripping podcast episode without the mention of Arizona.
Well,
I mean,
we weren't so great. We've had some pretty amazing guests on. So if every guest has played with an amazing Arizona Wildcat, that just shows you. Maybe Toledo needs to step up his game.
Hey, watch out.
Maybe we need some more tornadoes up in here.
Oh, so wait, Cece, how old are you?
I am 39. I'll be 40 in July.
So we are, again, I'll be 40 in June. I'm 39. We were watching the exact same World Series at the exact same time, as was most of America. But I remember Andrew Jones hitting 2 home runs in his first 2 at-bats. I remember that because Chipper Jones was my favorite baseball player. I actually got his jersey this year signed. He's one of my all-time greats. So to hear you say, like, you watching Andrew Jones and saying that you wanted to be the youngest player in baseball, like that was your goal, like that's crazy. It's just crazy to me, for me, because I remember as a kid sitting there Now, I wasn't thinking I wanted to be the youngest player in the NBA, but to know that you were watching the exact same World Series at the same time for different reasons, that's pretty trippy, man. Like, was there anybody else that you met along the way that was around the kind of the same age as you with the same goals?
You know what? Actually, it was a guy that ended up playing for the Braves. His name was Rafael Furcal, and I played against him in the minor leagues and rookie ball and stuff. And we were the same age, and we got to the big leagues. I think he was, a couple months older than me, so it made me the youngest player. But he was a guy that was young and talented, and he was on the mission to get to the big leagues, at a young age. And we kind of just bonded in that way, and we were friends, all the way coming all the way up together in the minor leagues.
The one thing, Richard, do you have another thing?
Well, no.
One thing I find interesting about this trio of is that you're all retired. So Richard is approaching the two-year mark. Channing, you just surpassed the 1-year mark. Why are you smiling?
Life is good right now. I'm outside chilling, stealing internet.
And, CC, you are just months retired.
Uh-huh.
So what is that life like now for you? And it's so crazy because of what's going on.
Yeah, it has been crazy because like I retired and like I thought I'd be missing the game, but like nobody's playing right now, so it kind of like makes it easier. It makes it easier to kind of digest. But no, it's been fun, man. I think the last 3 or 4 years I've been kind of setting up to be retired. I got older kids now. I got a 16-year-old, 14, 11, and 9. So it's fun to be around here and be with them and just kind of be like an Uber driver. I got to see my girls dance for the first time a couple months ago, and I cried like crazy because they worked so hard, and I'd never seen them dance, and got a chance to go to a dance competition, and I couldn't stop crying. So it's just been fun to actually like be a dad and like be around, because when you're playing, you're so focused on trying to, be at your best, and you got to go here and do these different things and work out and all this kind of stuff. So just to be here and be around every day is a lot of fun for me.
Has there been anything that's been a shock to you?
What, Jenny?
What did you say?
Oh, I was going to say, I get it. My son went to the championship game, and I was like tearing up. And I was like, dude, like, if you saw him skate or play hockey the first game, I was like, yo, this might not be you. We might get you to play something else. Right? And then the last game, I was like, I knew it felt like the Mighty Ducks. You know when you see the Mighty Ducks the first time, you get hyped? Like, that's how I was feeling. Like, my son, I was like, dude, he's so good. He's like stopping and starting and like, everyone's like, Shannon, calm down. I was like, nah, I'm not going to calm down. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm so hyped at all their games, and like basketball, baseball, everything. Like I'm hyped. Like most of the time I have to go sit by myself because I'm just screaming and yelling and getting excited. So I really get into it, like all their sports.
I was gonna say, are you that individual that everyone hears? Do your children hear you when you are present?
1,000%. Like 1,000%. My son, he's in the 10th grade. He plays JV basketball, and yeah, he can hear me. Like if I tell him to do something, he can definitely hear me. And I'm that dad too. I'm always screaming, "Post up!" or you know what I'm saying? Like I'm always out there screaming something stupid.
Do you find that you're dialing yourself back a little bit from coaching your kids and just kind of letting them find their way? Or are you one of those? Are your kids the ones that are coming to you saying, "Dad, help me out," or "Dad, what does it take"?
You know what? I don't like to coach. I coached football one off season, and my son played quarterback, and it was hard. I was on him all day, every day, and I think it just kind of, for that year, our relationship wasn't as good as I would like it to be. So I backed off of that, and now I get them coming to me more. I'm not out there coaching. I'm not out there every day, but we're in the backyard taking ground balls every day. We play catch every day. And I think it's because I take that back seat now, and I'm not so, on the field or on the court, trying to coach all the time. We just do it here, in the privacy. I still get on their butts big time, but it's not, in public like it was that year I was coaching football.
We've had a lot of time over the last couple of weeks. We've recorded a couple of podcasts, CC already, and Channing, Richard, and I have talked about what's going on right now in the world. And obviously, I think that Oftentimes it can be so cliche when we say it's bigger than sport, but oftentimes it's the truth. And I think right now what we're going through as a country, as a world, it is bigger than sport. And I know that, if I'm not mistaken, you were taking up an instructor role with the Yankees, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're kind of going to dive into that a little bit. And then everything got put on pause. What is it like in the world of Major League Baseball right now, and how they are handling everything? We talk a lot about it from the NBA side.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to figure out a way to get the season in. Obviously, I think we know at this point it's not going to be 162 games. It's kind of going to be hard to be able to try to play 162 at this point, just because it's so many cold weather teams, and you really can't play in the late November. So it just seems like that is probably off the table. But I think guys just want to play. Talking to a lot of the guys and being around a lot of the guys, I think they just want to try to get whatever kind of resemblance of a season in, and that's why you hear Player Association coming up with Arizona, getting every team down there, different things in the playoffs they can do, like a neutral site. So some of these cold weather teams that play in the playoffs, you maybe play it in Arizona or Florida, in November or October or whenever we get to that point. But I just think guys want to play. I mean, baseball players at this point are just itching to get back out there, and it's been a long offseason basically for these guys, and they want to get started.
You all can really weigh into this, but obviously Adam Silver, NBA commissioner, just mentioned the other day that it won't even be until May 1st that they can at least start talking about next steps for the NBA. And obviously they were almost 3/4 through the regular season, so in a different phase, I guess, in Major League Baseball. But then I see last night, as you mentioned, Major League Baseball is talking about that neutral site in Arizona. Is that realistic? And for the NBA, if they choose to shift, Richard and Channing, you guys can both weigh in on this, shift months, the season in general, how much is that going to impact baseball, football, and how it all kind of plays off one another?
I think for baseball, I think it is kind of realistic. I think, if Arizona can house it, but it would just be really hard down there for 4.5 months. If you had to play, outside in Arizona in July and August.
Yeah,
that's going to be rough, man.
That's how I learned how to play basketball at 13 years old in the park by myself in that heat.
Yeah, barbecued out there. Listen,
that wouldn't be good.
that ain't it.
I used to think I was dark. I used to think I was dark-skinned until I got to New York and I lost all my sun. And then I realized that, no, it was just that I grew up in Arizona and I'm actually light-skinned. I'm actually dark black. So I'm with you, CC.
My question is, I love going to baseball games live, right? I think baseball live is one of the best sports to watch. I talk to my friends about how there's no translation to television. And why do you think that is? And how come baseball hasn't, almost like the NFL and the NBA, haven't promoted more of their players? I think you have guys like Aaron Judge and all these other players who are real athletes, and they're just not being promoted enough, in my opinion, right? We don't get to see enough of the players. There's so many of you guys, and you play so many games. What can Major League do to help their players out, and so we can get to know you guys, right? There's so many good, funny, awesome athletes that we just don't know about unless you're like a baseball diehard.
Mm-hmm. I think the NBA does a great job of using their sponsors to put guys in commercials. Look at State Farm commercials. Those commercials are hilarious, and it brings out some of those guys' personalities that we normally probably wouldn't get to see. So I feel like baseball needs to use some of their sponsors, whoever they are, and get players to do the commercials and promote their sponsors. I think baseball is a hard sport, though, where, if you go 0 for 4, it's hard to be on Instagram and be on Twitter and do those things. I think in basketball, a good player is going to score 25 points a night, whether his team wins or loses. You know what I'm saying? In baseball, you get into more slumps, so you tend to have more humble guys. You know what I mean? And I think as far as the television side, baseball's looked the same since the 60s on TV. You see the pitcher, the catcher, maybe the shortstop. You know what I'm saying? There's no different angles. I feel like, we need a lot of more different angles and different things that the NFL and the NBA does to make the games cooler. It's almost more fun to watch an NFL game at home than it is live. You know what I'm saying? Because you get more of the, you hear the quarterback.
it is more fun to watch a football game at home. It
For
is.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And baseball's
Yeah.
not that way, to Channing's point, where it's more fun to watch it live. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what's going to happen when
field,
NBA has to turn to what's going to happen when the NBA has to turn to a different schedule and it coincides with that of Major League Baseball? And then you have to decide.
That's going to be rough. And to me, honestly, there's so many dead baseball games in the middle of the summer. I think the NBA would take over the summer if they actually. I heard that starting the season in December and ending in August, where baseball heats up in August. That's when people really start watching baseball. Is from like August to October. So I think the NBA has a real chance of like really taking over the summer if the guys are open to that and the league is open to that. I think, taking that summer spot over, I think would be a big thing for the NBA, to be honest. I hate to say that as a baseball guy, but I'm an NBA fan, you know what I mean? And I would love it if they were playing all the way until August.
No, but this is my thing, CC, is like, everyone's talking about, hey, if we start in December or we start Christmas, because, up until then, college football, NFL, they kind of rule the day. So if we move it a couple of months, then we wouldn't have to compete against. It's funny how you say that. People say that knowing that that Major League Baseball, America's pastime, is on the other end of that. So basically what you're saying without saying is that we'd rather compete against baseball. And baseball, I'm not saying that you're struggling with of Major League Baseball. It's in a kind of a special spot. I think it would really, really hurt baseball. And again, you want to do whatever you got to do for your sport to survive. That's not the conversation. But I'm not going to say it would crush. I'm not saying it would crush baseball, but I think it would really, really impact baseball heavily.
It would definitely, but those are, like I said, it's a lot of that's like the middle of the season. So unless you're a diehard baseball fan, you're not really watching that baseball on TV anyway until August, until the races heat up, and then you get the wild cards and all of that stuff. I think all of that stuff happens in August, which would be the end of the basketball season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you eat up. So okay, so when the casual fan has nothing else to do but watch baseball or but to pay attention to baseball, because that's what the time frame is, you're going to take away that casual fan and push them in. So it's like, okay, I'm making numbers off my head, but instead of your ratings being a 5, your ratings would be a 4, right? And even people having to choose how to spend their dollar. If over the bulk of baseball in that middle part, if people are choosing between paying to go to an NBA game or paying to go see a baseball game, like, what are they going to choose in the middle of that summer? I wonder what that does to baseball, and just kind of looking at all the sports.
But even as far as TV ratings, though, the NFL kind of like runs the summer anyway, concurrent with the NBA, because you got the playoffs going from April until June, right? But then you have like the draft, and then they have OTAs and all of that stuff. So all you're watching on ESPN anyway is a bunch of football and basketball anyway. You know what I'm saying? You have to turn the MLB network to get baseball news at the beginning of the baseball season, because the NFL and the NBA are it's peak season for them.
Yeah, but I can't wait for my sports-centric would you rathers at the end of this, because it's all about basketball, NBA or MLB, and I'm so interested to see what side you guys take.
Oh yeah. No, we're getting.
I just don't think the NBA is going to change to go to the Christmas start. It just doesn't make sense. So I think the NBA has been doing and progressing in that time slot so well, and just based on this virus, we should just stop this season, not finish this season, get ready for next season. There's going to have so many different new protocols. You're going to have to, Richard.
This is what happens on road tripping.
Right? And so, like, they're going to need time to prepare for next year. Why have a shortened season when the product isn't even going to be that good? And I know that the commissioner of baseball, he for sure is looking at Adam Silver like, yo, don't step on my turf like that. You messing with millions and billions of dollars when it comes around. You can't. They sitting at the table. You know what I'm saying? Like all those mafia movies. Like, hey man, don't come over to the docks. Or we got issues now.
Baseball doesn't want
Right?
NBA to change. Baseball, I don't think.
No, they don't. They don't.
The NBA
But I
players
think fans do though. I think fans would love it.
Yeah.
No.
I think fans would love it. And you got to think like that's at the end of the football season. Like if you guys start in December, if basketball started in December, middle or late December, that's the end of the football. It's the last couple weeks of football. So people ain't really. I mean, you know, the playoffs start in
But think
January,
about this.
beginning of the basketball.
The most important game in basketball is the Christmas Day game next to the NBA Finals, right? The Christmas Day game is literally everything. If we put every scrub out of shape team on Christmas Day, because that's when they got to start, it makes it absolutely trash.
That's true.
Right?
That's
There
true.
should be the best 6 teams on Christmas, and then by June, July, the summertime, if you're a scrub, you get your summer. If you're not in the playoffs, you get your summer. If you're good and you're going in, now people are like, well, I have a choice. Do I want to be outside in this heat in Arizona, or do I want to be inside watching playoff basketball?
Yeah.
That it just works. I'm sorry, but like it's also hard to compete with the like. I've been to a crap load of Chicago Cubs games, so for me, being at Wrigley Field, in the summer, are you kidding? What?
I think I'm hating too. Just 'cause I want somebody else to be working in the summer.
No.
Yeah,
But this and this is the thing. Imagine. So this is one of the things. Training camp, right? You have these cold weather cities. You have these cold weather cities like Milwaukee, Cleveland, Minnesota. Imagine saying starting training camp November 18th. Regular season starts December 1st. Do you know how miserable
What's wrong with that?
What do you mean? You're starting training
Miserable,
camp?
Allison.
If you start because this is the thing. In basketball, if you start in when we would start in September, every city the weather is nice. Milwaukee, I've played it. Weather's nice, and then the weather slowly starts to decrease and gets crazy. But I'm saying, like, to say, guys, you're going to be moving to your new town in December, right? Like, do you really want to be moving into
unless it's Miami?
Respect to you all, but do you think fans want to hear you guys complain about moving to your new cities based off of the weather?
Yes.
Yes, because people make decisions based on the weather.
Thank you. That's how people. Yeah. If you want guys to sign in a cold weather place, respectfully, you don't want guys to be like, yo, training camp is starting December 1st, right? Like in some of these cities that could have 4 feet of snow. All I'm saying
is in a cold weather space. I get buried with snow every single winter of my life. So
yeah. So now that you live in LA, tell us more. Tell us now that you live in Los Angeles. Tell us more, Allison.
The rain the last 48 hours has been a little much for me.
The last 2 days.
No.
See, I moved here a year ago, and I prayed for the first 3 months. I moved to California from Ohio a year ago, and for the first 3 months, I prayed for the sun to go away. Like, just give me a reason to not have to go out and chase you, and to not feel like I need to be doing something all the time. And now I'm like, this rain, what is going on? Like, what?
Yeah, see, I lived in
and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I lived in San Diego. My wife went to San Diego State, so we moved down there when she went to her 4 years in college. And if it rained 2 days in a row, I'd be like, what is going on? Like, this is, I can't handle this. This is crazy.
San Diego's a magical place. I completely understand that. Yeah, no, I think to me, like, as much as we're talking about season canceling, that to me is the biggest thing that people are kind of missing. Not so much competing against basketball or football, but just more of that competition with baseball, which respectfully, I'm not disrespecting baseball people, but there's a reason why we're moving, because I can sit up here and say that at that point in time, the NFL is more important. Mm-hmm. I can sit up here also and say that I believe that we would beat baseball as a sport in that crucial time of the summer, and that would not be good for baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I think now that I'm thinking going into July, like that's the All-Star game. That's like 4th of July is a big game for baseball, and if
Y'all have
basketball's
an All
around.
Star game?
Yeah, it was supposed to be in LA this year. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It was in Cleveland last year. It was actually really fun in Cleveland. I,
Ooh,
I heard that.
damn, that bad?
the city
Hey,
did a
I'm
really
not a
good
doctor,
job.
but I stayed at a Best Western.
They did a really good job, though. I was excited about that. Cleveland was fun.
Oh man. I have a
I
question
was
for you.
joking. I was actually there, so it's all right.
What, Channing, did you know, and obviously, CC, you'll have to tell us, when you spent those couple months with the Brewers,
Uh-huh.
why did you choose to change the spelling of your name?
I didn't. I really didn't. I don't know what happened. The night that I was packing, the night that I got traded, I was literally packing because they were like, "Do you want to come tomorrow or do you want to come next week?" I was like, "I'm out of here. Like the Cleveland don't want me. I'm leaving. Like I want to leave in the morning." So I'm packing, and then somebody calls my wife and is like, "Hey, how does Cece spell his name? Is it periods or not?" And she was like, "Nah, no periods. Like just put Cece." And then everybody made a big deal of it, like I changed the spelling of my name. It's not even my name. My name is Carson Charles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't change that. They just took the two periods out of it. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, this is not that big of a deal, but everybody made it a huge deal.
Hey, it's
So,
okay. I have a shitty tattoo. I have a shitty tattoo that said just RJ that people know about. Your mom. Shut up. And so I apologize, Channing. That's just a default statement. I apologize.
It's okay, dude. It's fine.
Default statement. You know I love your mother. God rest her soul. I miss you. I love you.
God.
That's so dark. People are gonna hate you on hear this, but they're all jokes. I know it's all. It's fine.
And you
I'm
started.
gonna go cry myself to sleep tonight.
Just drink. It'll make it
Keep
better.
going.
No, so I said I had a terrible tattoo, and people all of a sudden just start calling me RJ.
CC, do you have friends like this?
I do. This is great. This is perfect.
God, you're such a dick, Jenny.
So yeah, Richard has a
It's
tattoo
just
on his shoulder that says RJ.
velvet.
What, Channing?
I asked this. Is this sofa crush? Is that corduroy?
Is it mine or his?
No.
Who are you talking?
CC's.
Species.
What?
He wants to
Is
know
your-
if your couch
is
is
your-
corduroy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's quarterback.
I just want to know about the fish swimming behind you.
Yeah, well, I was doing
Is there a shark
like I said, I
in
was doing
there?
my podcast before R2C2, and I was in my office, and I just thought that I needed like a little different scenery. The kids should be walking around back here soon, but yeah, I mean, this is one of the things that
What
I
kind
had.
of fish you got in there?
It's it's a saltwater tank, so it's all kind of shit in there. I have no idea what kind of fish are in there.
You have a shark in there?
I wanted sharks.
I
My
mean, you
wife
got
let me get 'em.
money.
Sharks eat everything.
They do. That's what she said, and the guy wouldn't let me get anything. So it's a puffer fish in there somewhere. He'll be swimming around.
Okay, I respect that.
Wait,
It's a puffy, it's a-
Cece, when we talked on your podcast, everybody go check out Cece and Ryan Rucco's podcast. When we talked on your podcast, was ordering food, right? When you order Grubhub, when you order Postmates, and you're like, people are coming to your door, handing food off, they're seeing you. Has that changed a little bit now that like I have a feeling everyone is ordering more food? Because I was telling somebody, I was like, yo, there's like kind of like a privacy thing to it. You're giving people that you don't know your address, your name, and then coming and dropping off food. And if you do it 2-3 times a week, it's a different driver every single time. And people just kind of know where you live. Have you kind of changed what you've been doing since you probably most likely have been doing it more?
Yeah, you know what though? It's only like a few limited restaurants around here. So like all the drivers I know anyway. You know what I mean? Like the guy dropped off pizza today. My wife ordered pizza. The guy dropped off pizza. I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? Like that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like Alpine's like a small place like that.
You want to slice? You want to come in?
Yeah, you want to come
Wow.
in, hang out. Like it's it's a small little city, so everybody really knows each other. So it's not bad.
You don't have an alias even for like Uber Eats and Postmates? You guys don't use a different name?
I don't think you can.
I
Can you?
use the alias. No, you can. I use the alias, and then when I open up the door, they're like, Channing? I'm like, yeah. They're like, this is for Milton, right? Right. And I go, they're like, did you order this $300 thing from Din Tai Fung? I said, yeah, that was me, dog. Hey, can I get a picture? Like, yeah, only taking pictures in front of my house.
What an alias, Milton, he said.
Yes. This dude had a dog named Milton Fry. That was like, look, bulldogs are already look like they're slow, but this one was slow with like a side eye and like he passed away after 8 months.
Yeah, he had a touch. He died from anxiety. In an air conditioning room. So force them out for the homie, but damn, she got me. The breeder got me.
Yo, speaking of breeders, if I would have known that you can get a tiger for $2K, have you guys seen that Tiger King documentary? I wouldn't have any dogs.
What?
I would have tigers all over this house.
What?
No. Yeah,
I promise you.
You haven't seen
You haven't seen this documentary?
I've seen Tiger King, but why would you do that to a tiger?
I mean, they're $2,000. Why not? Instead of having all these dogs over here, like I got 3 dogs that cost twice as much.
I
probably wouldn't have them in the cage. I would just have running back.
Hang on.
Shannon, you have something to eat all those nutria and beavers that are roaming around.
Listen, I got some work to do out here. I've been gone but I got time. I'm gonna be out here like my man on Groundhog's Day.
See, look at this guy right here. Like,
what?
I could replace him.
Oh, wait, isn't he hypoallergenic?
Yeah, he's.
Oh my gosh, what's his name?
His name is Raider.
Oh,
he's an old
you
English
like the Raiders.
sheepdog.
Wait.
I like the Raiders. Yeah.
All right, give me the rundown on the Raiders this year. Are they going to be any good?
I hope so. I'm excited. I'm really excited about them going to Vegas. Like, just the move alone, I think will bring more players. You know, they had a good draft last year. We never really draft well, and they drafted really good last year. Seriously. Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, Abrams. Like, we got some really nice pieces. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get to Vegas and new stadium. Like, you know, my whole life it was LA Coliseum and then it was the Oakland Coliseum. So for them to be able to play in a new stadium, man, this is going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Oh,
they're
an
NFL team?
Yeah, I like the Cardinals. I'm from Arizona. We got DeAndre Hopkins. Championship, Super Bowl.
I hate the Cardinals. I'm a Rams fan here.
You're a fake LA dude, Richard.
I was born in Los Angeles.
You were just born in LA. You spent more time in Phoenix than you have anywhere else in the rest of your life.
That's not true. We're running out of time.
That's not true.
I've lived in California now for how many years? I have not lived in Phoenix.
2 years ago.
Phoenix. I have not lived in Phoenix since I was 23 years old. 23 years old was the last time I lived in Phoenix.
Richard.
Isn't that you were still in college the last time I lived in Phoenix, Channing?
You know what? That's disrespectful to Phoenix, and I will not be a part of this.
Your 12 seconds
as I live in Portland.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, I know. I was like, wait, did people freeze?
Oh my god. This is literally what we have come to in our means of technology. I wish your service was so much better, Channing. Because
Allie, I can't help this. These are my relaxing days where I'm in the sticks, where I spend time with nature. I'm literally looking at a bald eagle fly right here.
You're lying. You're lying. You're wearing
You're
a
lying.
unicorn shirt that says "I'm magical" and you're lying.
I was gonna say, can you educate us all on your shirt choice today?
So I was going online for funny T-shirts, and my 3-year-old said, "Oh, I like unicorns." I said, "You want Daddy to get this shirt?" So yes, I love this shirt. Unicorns are the best. Bow, got it. She loves me more. We're good.
Oh,
I have
that's
3
all
girls,
about.
so anything they say, go.
Oh, Channing, I promise you, I'm so gonna steal your terrible T-shirt idea. Yeah, that. Oh, I mean, awesome. I mean, awesome. I apologize. Not terrible.
Yeah, they're $10, Richard. So whether they're awesome or terrible, they're economical. Right? They are
Really don't matter at that
monkey
point.
shirt, saving that for this one. For $10, listen, look, I'm getting a good deal.
Oh, okay. So CC, we've gotten so many people's hypothetical. I know that you are more than just a baseball fan. You're a sports fan. You played sports. You followed all sports. If the NBA were to get started, you or people that you know even thought about how that could even get done. I'm asking somebody so I want somebody that's going to think outside the box because we've all had these same conversations.
You broke up. You said what? When it's the
I wanted to know if you had any conversations with like how you would start up the NBA season because I want somebody that's going to think outside the box, like as from more of a fan perspective of like what would satisfy the fans if we needed to play a few more games and then get into the postseason.
honestly, I think just playing in safe places without fans. Just for basketball fans, we just want to see it on TV. You know what I mean? Like we want to see the guys play. So, by any means really necessary. So it really doesn't mean that we have to be there. If there's safe arenas that the guys can get in, if they have rapid testing and the guys can get tested and nobody, tests positive and they can go play in wherever it is, whether it's Arizona or wherever, the places that they can get this done. We just want to see them play. They don't have to finish the regular season. I think, what is it, like 15 games left or something like that? They don't have to finish all those, but if they play 6 or 7 and then started the playoffs, I think we'd be happy with that.
Let me get your take on this because when we had Braun on a couple weeks ago, he made the comment, and I think you guys all feel this way, that playing without fans is really hard to process. And I was watching when you walked off the field after your final attempt, that pitch that you threw, and you were done. Obviously, you're going into retirement in that moment, but you talked about hearing the fans and that ovation once more. So is it really going to be okay to play without fans? I mean, you want to see the NBA finish, but it literally, if it happens this summer, will be without fans.
Yeah, but I think that, for somebody like Vince Carter, that would be hard, right? Because he's retiring. But the rest of these guys who aren't retiring and, you got a season to play, I mean, you just go out and play it. I played in front of no fans in Tampa for 19 years, so it kind of is what it is.
There you go.
So,
I remember this conversation too, Richard, with you, where I was like, obviously as professionals, you guys are going to go out and you're going to do your job. But there is an element that gets taken away when the fans aren't there. And yeah, you do want to just get back to it, but I just don't.
Okay, let's I'm going to say this in a very respectful space, right? No fans is eerie. A little fans or a few fans, whatever, you can't do that. But not everyone has played in front of a packed house since they were 16 years old.
Yeah.
Right now, a lot of guys that have been in the for 10, 12 years like that, like, no. But a lot of these younger players, like, not every game is sold out. So if you have to play, a game where there's not many people in the stands, at the end of the day, like, you're so focused and you're so locked in, especially when it comes postseason, you're chasing a goal. If you told me that no one can come into the gym, I'm going to still play as hard as I can. Yeah, that boost of the crowd, that extra energy, but you just have to channel something and pull something from within. I just don't think like, oh, we don't want to do it if no fans are there. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. I stand by that, right? Like, CC, you were trying to make it up through the minor leagues. There wasn't no fans there, but you knew what was at stake. You knew what was at stake playing that hard. and giving
I
your
went to
best.
the Tucson Sidewinders games on Thursdays. They're 50-cent beer and hot dogs. I went every Thursday.
Thanks, Channing. Thanks for that contribution, Channing.
Okay.
I think once you get out there, you like you said, you just laser focus, you intense, and it is what it is. Like for me, it'll be me against the hitter, whoever that is. So it really doesn't matter if nobody's out there or not. I mean, obviously, I got used to playing in the Bronx and playing in front of 50,000 people all the time, and that, like you said, that last ovation was really one of the only times I really heard the crowd, and just it was weird. Like in that moment, I don't know. I mean, maybe because I knew it was my last time walking off or whatever, I was able to appreciate it. Like I got down underneath and I broke down. Like I started crying, but it was because of that ovation. And like I said, it was really like one of my only times in 11 years that I really heard the crowd.
What is that moment like?
Walking off?
Yeah, when you know it's it.
It was, you know
Before
what?
your last pitch, did you hear a drum? Did you hear somebody hit a garbage can?
that was a different playoffs. that was a different playoffs.
How salty would you have been, right?
Oh man!
If you're like my last pitch,
and I'm
girl.
Oh shoot!
You know what? That last, it was satisfying because I would still be trying to pitch this year. That's just how I am. Like, like I literally left everything out there. So it was satisfying to be able to walk off with literally leaving my arm out there at Yankee Stadium. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, it couldn't have ended any different.
Like even watching those images and the videos of your walk off it's so chilling. Like even it will forever be. Obviously.
See, Channing, you're a very good player like him. People get really excited and they feel sad because they're going to miss him.
Did you not see the video? I actually balled out. I had 10 points in the fourth quarter, dog. What? Ball. Barbecue chicken. They were icing me in the first half. Yo, give me a point of rock. I'm going to try to go out like Kobe. If
I'm
you
trying
would
to
have
go out
taken the
like
10
Kobe.
I scored, yeah, you'd have took the 10 I had in the fourth quarter and multiplied that by 4. I would have 40. That's great. That's great. What's up, Rob?
They should have played you. They should have started you.
Icing me out, dog.
We're going to have to let CC go here in a few minutes. So I have like 6 would you rathers when it comes to sports. Hi, Roxy.
That's not Roxy.
Yes,
that
it is.
That is Roxy.
Roxy?
Yeah.
You got it. Pixelation, Channing. I thought, yeah.
Anyways, you guys want to dive into these?
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome.
All right. They're a little fun. Number 1. What's harder? This is going to be easy. Making a half-court shot or making contact with a major league pitch?
Harder?
What's harder?
Oh, contact. Jeez.
Making contact.
No, yeah, I'm going to say making contact. You didn't say getting a hit. You said making contact.
Okay,
Yeah.
getting a hit. Getting a base hit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Basically, that's damn near impossible. Like, it's hard to get hit, and not till like
these two guys try and make half court shots, and it's not either.
Not pretty. But if you were to tell me for my life, and obviously getting a hit, I would actually say give me contact versus a half court shot. I would not say get a hit over a half court shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the batting cages.
I'll bunt that bitch.
And I put that thing on medium. I went like this.
Middle of that shit.
Hey, listen. Hey, I would sacrifice a body. I'm taking it right to the shoulder.
Okay, we're getting into the NFL space. Speaking of sacrificing your body, would you rather be hit by a 100-mile per hour fastball or get hit by an NFL linebacker? You were a tight end, right, CC?
I was a tight end, yeah, but in high school, like I couldn't have never played at another level. So I would take.
Developed yet.
No, I feel like I can figure out how to not have it be so bad by getting hit by 100 miles an hour. Like I can like roll in, like I can take it off like maybe over here my back or something like that.
Wait,
And it
how,
wouldn't be.
how do you even know? It's like that.
I'm taking a linebacker. So this is a difference. If you're not talking about like some what Montez Burfict, we're not talking about him like blindsiding you and
No chance.
trying to
wanna...
take off your head. That's if you're just talking about him like you handing me the ball and running, having him tackle me, I'll take that over 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Nah, I can navigate a fastball. As long as it's not like up in my head, like I can figure it out.
Oh no!
Gosh. I don't want to get on any NFL field because those guys are bigger than me, faster, and like 3 times as strong. Like, no thanks. I'm cool.
What do you mean bigger than you? Are you one of the biggest players in Major League Baseball?
In baseball, not in football.
Oh.
Is that Margot? Hi, Margot.
Yeah. She fell in the pond. Yes.
Oh, you gotta be careful.
Would you rather get hit by a 100-mile-per-hour fastball or a linebacker?
You know what? Dude, give me a linebacker. I feel like I would cry if somebody hit me with a ball. Like you would see tears. Right? Of course, I would have the cool glasses y'all wear, but you would just see a tear. Right? I want to cry when somebody my body ain't built for getting hit, man. Right? I took boxing lessons for one summer, and somebody accidentally hit me. And I said, you know what? This ain't me. Like, this ain't me. This ain't not built for this. Nothing about this is right. I'm not supposed to be hit. I'm tender. I'm from the suburbs. This ain't me. So let me try to, somebody tackle me. At least I can slide. I might slide. I'm running back, quarterback, wide receiver. I'm sliding every time. Wow. Preserve the body.
You know, it was crazy. Like, I would have nightmares about getting hit with line drive. Like, after you throw a pitch and, like, a line drive coming back. And I actually caught one off the collarbone one time. Like, I never even seen it. Like, I threw the pitch and, like, it hit me in the neck. And I was like, I was so mad. Like, I was pissed off. Like, I can't explain it. I was yelling at the dude at first base. They hit the ball. I was pissed. He was one of my old teammates.
That's my point.
Why did you tell me?
You just said that you feel like you could dodge a fastball.
A pitch, yeah, but like just like a line drive back at you, you got no chance. But if a pitch was coming, I feel like I can figure that out.
Okay.
Only one time, all the pitches you've thrown in your entire life, only one time have you been hit with one?
No, I got hit all the time. I'm huge. Like, I'm an easy target, but one time, like in the chest right here, like in the collarbone. Yeah, I was pissed more than anything.
Okay. Would you rather be the pitcher, bottom of the ninth, 3-2 count, bases loaded, tie game, or tie game, step to the free throw line, have to hit a game-winning free throw?
Throw a pitch. I'd rather be on the mound.
Okay. All right. Well, we
have to understand how daunting the mound is. I try to throw out a first pitch, and I've never thrown a pitch from a mound. I'm a 7-footer.
We've seen Channing Spurs from the mound in Cleveland.
He said it was windy.
It was windy. It was a tornado warning. Far left. Nobody does that.
I gotta go look this thing up. I gotta go look this up.
It's bad. It is like
they go, hey, do you want to pitch on the mound? And I said, yeah, I'm not gonna throw it from the grass. They're like, you sure? I was like, yeah. So Richard goes, Channing, you should practice from a mound. I said, dude, I don't know where a mound is to like just practice before I do this. Like, no big deal. Listen, when the guy who was standing up ducked down and had his hand like this, I don't know how many feet away it is. It seemed like 100 yards away from me. I said, oh, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. Everything in my soul said, you know what? You're just going to have to eat this. Like, you are going to get made fun of. So I said, just get it there. Right? So I went back to like the first time my dad taught me to throw a baseball when I was like 6 years old. He said, just stay here, son. And so I tried to sidearm that joint, and it went far left like I shanked a golf ball. Man, listen, I went to the bar after that. I said, just let me drink this away. It went viral so quick.
People love first pitches, too. People love that. Those go viral. Like, bad first pitches, people love them.
It is so hard. It's 7-footer, and you're trying to throw down like this. You feel like you're throwing straight into the ground to a person with his little itty bitty hands going like this, and you got a ball right there. And cancel that noise.
You know who was a good pitcher?
My wife
Drew
laughed at me. Hilarious. You should see crying laughing.
Who was? Easy?
Drew could pitch, yeah.
Lauren,
Drew could
my
pitch.
wife,
Oh,
crying
Drew,
laughing.
Drew Gooden?
Yeah, Drew Gooden. Drew Gooden's a good pitcher.
Yeah. You and Drew are tight. Yeah, I can't pitch. I went up there, and the only thing I did is I threw a softball up there. I threw a grapefruit. I just was like, I'm not gonna throw it in the dirt. Mine's not gonna. As long as the pitcher catches it, I'm fine. I wasn't trying to look cool. I just went up there and literally just like tossed it like I was throwing it to my 5-year-old son. Just get it there.
So basically, y'all are just sticking to your sports, despite the free throw percentages you both shot.
Oh yeah,
I do a little
100%.
frisbee golf. I do a little frisbee golf.
Oh, you're trash. Any more? Is there another would you rather?
Yes. These are just questions now. What's the tougher grind, NBA or MLB?
Oh, NBA.
I think baseball, dog.
You guys have a lot more games. You guys
play every game.
You have a lot more games. I understand. And even now, the NBA schedule is a lot softer. But like the physicality that goes into it, I'm not saying baseball players don't get hit. I'm not saying that you guys don't have slides and you guys aren't running into walls. But just that, it's called a hardwood floor for a reason. Yeah. Right? Anytime you dive, anytime you fall, anytime you take a charge, like I'm just saying.
The everydayness of baseball, though, that's what it's not as physical, but it makes it physical because it's literally there's no practice, there's no recovery. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have a 7:00 game and the Bronx gets over at 11:00, and you got a 1:00 game the next day, and you got to be ready to play again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's. I could never be in a position. I pitched once a week. I had the best job in sports. I literally had the best job in sports. Yeah. 35 times a year I get out there, literally. But playing every day.
Damn, that sucks for y'all.
Yes, that's how I was. I would always be in the clubhouse like, I would never want to play every day. I'm so glad my dad made me a pitcher. Like, I would always, like, tease those guys all the time. But, nah, it's just the everydayness of it. I feel like the grind. I mean, that's just me, though.
Being here in LA,
the worst
for spectrum,
is a catcher.
The worst job in sports is a catcher.
Fact.
Like every day,
a catcher or like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, but a catcher in a hot city like St. Louis or Texas or here in the summertime, like catching every day, that's insane.
Nah, that's the worst. We can agree on that. That's the worst one.
Yeah.
I do the Dodger Network a few times a season, and Nomar Garcia-Parra and Jerry Harrison swear that the Major League Baseball season is harder than the NBA season.
It's hard.
They just
and I don't even know it. You know, I have no idea. I've never played every day.
You just watch guys coming in like, man, you look
tired. Right? Glad I ain't got to play today.
Okay,
it's the life.
I'm gonna get on the elliptical and just do like 15 minutes.
Stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch, Channing. Okay, 2 more. What's more fun, diving for a catch in the outfield or a dunk?
Oh, dunk.
Some of the top plays are catches in the outfield.
Nah.
Do we look like people that would run in the outfield? Yeah. I would be what's that, first base manager? What are those called? First base guys?
First base coach.
Keep going. That's first base coach. That's me. That's what I.
Nah, I think dunks are way more exciting.
Stop,
Channing also doesn't dunk, so.
Yeah,
okay, last one.
Check this. What did you say? Hey?
Last one. Which sport has the best bras, NBA or MLB?
Oh,
baseball.
Baseball. Encourage it more.
Cece, have you ever got charged when you're on the mound?
No, I've never been charged on the mound, but I've definitely charged from the dugout, like charged the mound. But I've never been charged when I was out on the mound. But yeah, I've definitely like come out of the dugout a couple times, started a couple fights. Like, yeah, baseball fights are fun.
So for Major League Baseball or the NBA, if you leave the bench, if you clear the bench, it's like an automatic suspension, right? Fine.
Yeah, suspension. Well, the problem is that our sport is the closest to all the fans. So that's when, like, when people start stumbling onto kids or families in the middle of a fight, that's different. Baseball, they're still confined. And you typically have the hitter versus the entire team that's on the field. So you got to go out and support your guy.
It's fun.
Well,
Baseball fights are fun.
If you clear, I was gonna say, if you clear the dugout, then you don't get penalized unless you actually.
Only if you're on the IL. If you're on the IL and you're in the dugout and you leave, then you get suspended. But other than that, no. But it's so many people that you can like punch and grab and stuff in baseball fight. Like it's so many guys on the field. You got the coach. You got 25 guys. Like
Pedro Martinez is like throwing over old people.
John Zimmer, yeah. Like it's. I mean, that was messed up. But like. It's fun because it's so many people. It's just like a big brawl. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite?
I would have loved it.
What was the best one that you were a part of?
The best one was us against the Tigers a couple years ago. It was a good one. Miguel Cabrera and I think Austin Romine got into it at the plate, and then it was just. But it lasted for like 4 innings. Like we were going out there every inning for like 4 innings. It was fun.
But do you like clear the dugout with an intent, or do you just go and be like, I'm going to be a part of this just because?
No, you got to pick somebody. Like, yeah, you already got to like, so like we know that we gonna fight with somebody. Like, all right, I got him, you got him. Like, yeah, no, I mean, it's like set up. Like you already know who you going after for sure.
Oh, yeah, you guys are chirping to each other from across the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
the
right.
whole time. If it's beef, then we chirping the whole time. And you can tell, going into the game, like, oh, we're going to fight today. You know what I'm saying? Like, those beefs.
Okay.
That is a whole different mindset.
That's a life I'm about.
You're right, Jenny. Cece, thank you for taking the time.
CC, thank you so much for joining us.
So much, man.
Again,
Thank you.
R2C2 podcast.
Yeah, me and Ryan Rucco started because of road tripping, but yeah, we've been going pretty strong the past couple of years, and like I said, we got the inspiration from here. So thanks for having me on.
Absolutely,
our pleasure.
Yeah, continue
so
to be safe, stay healthy. I know you're giving back as well. You gave back Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, we're doing the Feed the Five Bros initiative with Fresh Direct and Pitch In, and we were actually out there today in the Bronx delivering, boxes of food to families in need right now. So, yeah, we're just trying to do whatever we can, staying healthy, staying safe, but still trying to help out too, for sure.
Absolutely. Our gratitude continues to go to all those who are working on the front lines for everyone else. So, thank you so much, Cece. That is another edition of Road Trip.